I've been doing this a lot lately, and I'm not going to go into the reasons because you don't care, but this is a double whammy segment. This is a Torque F1 home gym functional trainer, whatever you want to, however you want to refer to this. I don't really care. It's Torque F1. Great company, Torque. We sell several of their products. Well, we sell everything Torque makes. We're the Torque dealer. But this is just really cool piece. We've shown the F2 a lot on this show, showing exercise at the same time. So today I'm going to show you an exercise. So I'm showing off the machine, but I'm showing you an exercise that you could do anywhere that has cables. You would need cables for this exercise or a resistance band, that you can buy here or anywhere. But it's an old exercise. It's a great exercise. Flat bench flies, lay on the bench the whole time, take the dumbbells. Great exercise, nothing wrong with that exercise. This is just, I'm getting more and more, and maybe as I get older, I think cables I like the continuous resistance in a cable, and it seems like they're a little less stressful on your joints. It also, to me, when you use cables, you don't have to use as much weight to create time under tension because it's constant tension. So that's why you see me talking about cables more and more. And when I say that, they're great for athletes, they're great for young people trying to put on size, they're great for women, they're great for older people, younger people. It's not a specific group that this is good for. This is just the kick that, I've been doing this. I've been training. I was thinking about this the other day. I've been training myself personally for 40 years and studying it hard. And I've been in business now 34 years. So the TV show in its 25th year was one-on-one with Jason's in Southfit TV. So I've done a lot of stuff over there, and you go through phases. But my kick right now is I'm really into my cables. And like on our showroom, we have a very small showroom in Mobile, Alabama. I'm looking at, we have 2 gyms by Torque, and they're both of the variation of a functional trainer, a lot of cable movements. On the club side of things, we have the old classic cross-chest cable. We have a vortex. We have lots of stuff that cables again. So I'm going to show you something. This is a standing cable fly. I'm showing it on this machine because it's what's in here, and it's nice and quiet in here. It's just, and I'm going to get Andrea to show this exercise, one of my much better looking than me trainers, so you don't have to look at me doing this. And that's all there is to it. A couple of things I'm going to tell you about it. You want a slight bend in your elbow, just a slight bend. And it's like when I'm training people to do either a flat dumbbell fly or cable, any kind of fly movement, I always tell them to imagine you're hugging a tree. As a matter of fact, I have ladies that call them hug-a-trees or whatever, just because it's easier to remember. So it's just like there's a slight elbow. It takes a strain, keeps your elbows from straining, and what that does. But because if you're using a dumbbell at the end of the movement when you're straight up, there's no stress on the muscle. The muscle is no longer tense, because it's just resting. Whereas a cable, as I go through the movement, there is no rest. Back here is stressed, and here is stressed. And while I'm doing that, there's a one-arm variation that I really like. Very simply, it's just you get sideways to a cable machine and come across your body like that. And I showed this. I think I showed this on the show recently. Like I said, I'm on a kick. You can put your hand here, and you can actually feel it contract. Matter of fact, you'll see Andrea doing this. I'm going to do cutaways with Andrea, showing that exercise. And I told her to do it one arm, and she instinctively put her hand here, and she said, I don't think I've ever done these one arm. This feels really good. And it's because you get that full range and come all the way across your body. We're in a period where people are constantly talking about multiple joint compound movements, blah, blah, blah. We're all in that kick right now. But let me say this, there's always a place and a time for very specific exercises like this. And I'll give you an example of this one because I've trained a lot of people over the years that had this problem. If you have a weakness on your inner chest, right? Some guys they'll call it bird chest or whatever. This helps to take care of this area. It also helps to define that area. It's good for people, if you've got elbow pain, you want to do this kind of movement because there's no pressure on the elbow, okay? Because the pressure is in the shoulder joint only, whereas a chest press would be shoulder and elbow. So there's a lot of reasons to use single joint exercises. We call them isolation movements. Lately, everybody's been on a kick, me included. Compound movements works more muscle and less energy, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's also, the pendulum has swung too far in one direction. We need to talk about the reason isolation exercises exist. They exist because they work. They exist also because they're a great way to do a pre-exhaustion. For instance, I think I've shared this on TV shows. I'm big on cables now because I will do this exercise first and then go into an incline dumbbell press or even a bench press because I'm trying to pre-exhaust the chest muscles so that I cannot handle as much weight on a compound movement because I don't need to be lifting that much weight. See, there's a reason for doing, they call it high intensity training. They call it heavy duty training, Mike Mentzer did. But there's a reason to do pre-exhaust training even when you're older. It's not just a way of getting big, massive, and strong. It's also a way to limit your strength so that you don't get hurt, which becomes more and more important as you're 53, already got 2 fake hips. You're very careful at this point in your life. Just saying you are.